Hello everyone, this is BD and this is my Quaker Oats Chewy Nerf product redemption video. Try saying that 5 times fast. And this is for the Chewy, not necessarily chocolate chip, but all the Chewy bars currently for this keep playing with a free Nerf item. And you got to get 3 of these boxes in order to do this. It tells you all the rules and regulations for this on the back and all that stuff right there. So let's go into a bit of a history about this real quick. I remember I know Quaker's been doing this for a long, long time. I don't even know if it's been in the 80s or not. I barely noticed when I was a child, when I was very, very young, like in elementary school. And I remember way back in the day, they had some pretty cool stuff. Nerf isn't the first company they've teamed up with for like a cross promotion like this. They also did one with Lego. I remember back in the day they had those Lego set ones. So let's pop some of those up on the screen. And so yeah, they had Lego, and it was just fairly interesting to see all this stuff. I remember I got a few of those Lego sets, but back in the day it was a little bit different. It was more like you get like 3 box tops or something like that, and you mail that in with some cash or like a money order or something, and then comes back in the mail later. But I don't even know what happened to most of those Lego sets. I completely lost them. But let's check out what you got to do. So it tells you all the stuff in this digital age. So you get on your PC, get on your computer, and you go to the website, and then you just type in the website right there. I don't even remember what, I think it was like My Redemption Rewards or something like that. So you pop up the page on your computer, and let's just look at the first page right off the bat. Asks you an age. I'm not sure what the age is. I think you have to get an adult to redeem this for you, although if you're 16, I think it is. I don't really remember. But after that page, you get your redemption code page, and then there's a page where you need your 3 redemption codes. You should probably type them in or keep them on a notepad somewhere or something. Just leave them written down. It's a lot more or less frustrating than looking in the box here. Right here, you see I tore right where the redemption code is. It's actually right on the inside of that box, right where that tear mark is. I kind of show you. But once you enter that, you get taken to the redemption page. Now, you don't necessarily need to click on one of these items. Your codes are still good unless you redeem one of these items. So as you can see, some of these items here in the corner there says temporarily out of stock. That doesn't mean permanently. That's only temporary. But this is only going on for this whole promotion redemption thing. So I think it's probably over by now. It might still go into October. I'm not really too sure. I wasn't really sure on the dates of it. I already got my items. So let's look at all the stuff we got here. All the cool stuff. All these prizes and junk. Redemption prizes. And right off the bat, I'll talk about from the top left all the way, going left to right, top to bottom, sort of. Kind of like reading a page. So we got the Bash Ball, which is a new Nerf product. I think it just came out this year or last year. And it's more visually pleasing to look at. I mean, it's a new type of item that has a look to it as well. It just didn't have the sort of playability as you'd think. I looked at reviews online of it to check if it was worth it. I actually checked all the prices of this stuff and compared them and all that junk. But the bash ball, I mean, it kind of seems like you could put your fingers in there if it was like a bowling ball. If you had a big enough hand, kind of like maybe the hand the size of a basketball player. But it doesn't have too much bounceability to it, considering it's made out of foam. So I think it was really meant to be sort of an all around toy. I guess that's what you consider it. All around ball. Like, you could play basketball with it, but it doesn't really bounce. So you could use it as a soccer ball. Anything you freaking kick can go far. I don't give a shit what it is. If it's a ball or anything like that, you kick it, it will go far. So this, and I mean, you could use it as a soccer ball. You could also use it as just a play ball, throw back and forth. Which, I mean, that seems a little bit better for the Vortex football, which is next on the list. But other than that, I saw everything you could do with it, and it doesn't really seem too interesting. But it still caught my interest, considering it was already at stock. It shows you how popular it is. So let's move on to the next one, the Vortex football. Now, I have been playing with a Vortex football for a long time, not constantly, but I remember way back in the day when I was like in elementary or something. They had the Vortex football, and it's gone through a lot of changes over the years. It's mostly physical looking changes. as you can see, but maybe a little tweaks here and there for making more aerodynamic ability. So the Vortex football was definitely what I had in mind when I saw that redemption page first. So let's move on to the next item. We got the N Sports Nerf Foop set. Nerf Foop. That's literally what it's called. It's not like Nerf Hoop set. It's Nerf Foop. And it's basically just a foam basketball with a hoop that you hang on the side of your door, I think. That's what it looks like. So you hang that on the side of your door and then you throw the basketball in it, which is more of an indoor thing. It's not, I guess you could say it's for everybody. I mean, if you got like a dorm or something and you throw the basketball across the area, but I think more than likely this would just be hung over somebody's trash can and then they throw the trash and the hoop and it would go in, as if you haven't made that in arts and crafts before. I did that. I made that a long time ago, but you could do the same thing with a dollar store one. Just buy it and hang it over the trash can. So that one didn't seem too likable for me. Next one, we got the Sling Strike, which is like a crossbow sort of thing. Crossbow sort of gun like they had in The Walking Dead. Now, this was a bit interesting to me. I mean, it looked fairly interesting, but then again, it's more of an an indoor product than an outdoor product, so it has its limits. I mean, I still was kind of interested, considering it was sold out too, or out of stock. But for the most part, it was just like I'm not sure. I was sort of 50-50 about it. I was unsure. But then let's move on to the next product. We have the Zombie Strike Extinguisher, which, if you can't obviously already tell, it's a squirt gun from that giant thing on the top. And like I said, squirt guns are basically like all these guns here at the bottom, these foam dart shooting guns. It's basically, they have their limits. I mean, they're limited to either being indoors, outdoors, or in a swimming pool. And for that matter, for the extinguisher, it has its limits to the being indoors or outdoors, or just being some sort of a squirt gun or something like that. So that's mostly what it's limited to, is being a squirt gun. You can use it in a pool or use it in the summertime. Other than that, it's not really. I mean, you can play a prank on somebody. Next one we have, and the last one, we have the N-Strike Triad X3 Blaster. Now, I actually had the chance to use this hands-on way before I did this redemption thing, so I actually got to try it out and see what it was like, because I knew somebody that had one. And for the most part, I mean, it's fun, again, just like the Sling Strike, but it's got its limits. I mean, it's an indoor thing. It's not really, you'd probably lose the darts and then you'd be screwed after that. So I mean, I don't really care for the Triad Blaster. That was probably the bottom of my list, that one and the squirt gun. But I guess you guys will see at the end of the video what I finally chose. So after you finally make your decision, you get taken to this page over here, and this is the address page. If it weren't obvious enough, they need an address to send it to, right? So you need that. And you see that little PayPal button down in the corner. You need a PayPal account to redeem this. However, you can redeem it if I think you can probably do this if, I mean, you're smart enough, obviously, and you also get the PayPal thing. You go to like a convenience store or some sort of retail store. They have these little PayPal cards that you can buy, and I don't think you necessarily need an account for it. You just create an account specifically for that card. I'm not too sure. But there we go. We got all that. Finally got this done. It says thank you. Share it with anybody on social media and all that stuff. And it tells you up in the corner 4 to 6 weeks, but more than likely X out that 6 and it's more like 7 weeks, because it definitely took mine 7 weeks to get here. So it had passed the 6 weeks and I was like thinking maybe I should contact them. But then it finally got to the like halfway across the 7th week and I was like, okay, it finally arrived. It actually arrived when I ordered another package too, but that's a different story. So let's see what we got here. Finally got the box, and you guys get to see what I chose. You can start guessing right now. Let's open this box. I'm not saying it's the safest way, but I just needed a knife to cut that horrific tape. This is the easy part. Let's cut the hard part right here. Now, this top part was such a pain to cut. I don't know why, but it's like they practically put the pieces of cardboard so close together and then taped it as hard as they possibly could, which is what I really hoped they would have done to my package at the post office when I had mailed it a while back. But I mostly was able to peel off the tape and retape it on there, which got me kind of nervous in a way. But I managed to send out that package. That thing needed to be sent off already. So finally cut this open, and let's see what's inside. You guys are probably wondering. Drum roll. Oh, there we go. Yep. chose the Vortex football. And there's a little note, a little piece of paper that comes on the inside. I was expecting something like that to be included. And there it is right there. If you just want to read it to yourself, pause the video. I think I'll give you here enough time to just read it. And it basically is just a thank you. And it says enclosed is your item. I mean, of course it's enclosed. Why would you just send me a piece of paper? That would be meaningless. So let's pull this out. Let's turn it around here. And we got this Vortex football. So I like how snug of a fit it is in the box right there. So there you go. Let's do a little 360 right there. You got the back of it, and it says it's a long distance tail and it howls. As if you didn't read that on the front. Right there, it says it howls. So it's mostly foam and it's pretty nice, but let's get some shots of what it sounds like. So there you go. You got that sound. That doesn't really sound like a howl to me. I don't know where the hell you're listening to any sort of wolf that howls like that, but sounds more like a whistle than anything. And it mostly went to the park and played with it. That was basically it. All those little whistles. Let's just listen here for all this little whistle that it does. Yeah, so I was mostly expecting it to whistle than howl. I don't know what you expect to howl. I mean, I expect sort of a wolf to howl, but a football, come on. More than likely it was going to whistle. I remember what it sounded like anyway, so let's get another shot. And there we go. Got that nice whistling noise, and then we got this other throat. So, yep, there you go. We mostly got that. And there it is. The Vortex football. It's a great redemption thing. I love doing those sort of things where you just mail stuff in. And other than that, I'm glad you guys watched my video, and thanks. Subscribe for some more sort of style stuff like this. I got a variety of things, but just subscribe if you like the video, or like it, thumbs it up. And if it was helpful to you in any way, let me know down in the comments. But thanks everybody for watching this video.